In this day and age, there seem to be a million and one different smartphone accessories, from screen protectors to cases to keep our device looking as pristine as possible over the long term, to different stands for holding up our phones while we watch media, or even attachments for the back of the phone so that we can hold them in our hand every time that we pull them out of our pocket so that they don't tumble to the ground. But for me, I'll be honest, the only accessories that I use on a regular basis are a case for my smartphone, really only once or twice a week because I really love how the smartphones look and feel in your hand. But then also something like this, an external power bank to keep my phone charged up and also give it 2 to 3 times extra battery capacity than it has with the battery that's built into the device itself. But recently I got a call from LinearFlux for a sponsored video to talk about their new HyperCharge XX. It's a magnetic true wireless charger for your smartphone, to talk about how it's different from all the other regular external battery banks that are currently on the market. So I took them up on the offer to see if this thing here truly stands out from all the power banks that I've used over the past decade or so. Let's take a look. Now you might be thinking that the HyperCharge XX is pretty similar to all the other 10,000 milliamp hour battery banks that are out there for smartphones, but this one actually has a couple unique features. The first one is the fact that it has wireless charging built in, so that if you have a device like the OnePlus 9 Pro, you simply set it on top of the battery and it can start charging. But with that, it also has a magnetic system that aligns your phone to the battery itself. You put 2 magnets on the back of the device, and then they align the phone perfectly every single time so that it charges. And then also it has a 2-way magnetic charging dock system, as we can see in here. The battery actually acts as a magnet to connect to a dock that can be put on your desk or also in the car, and then the phone connects to the battery itself so that you don't have to plug it in every single time that you want to charge your smartphone. With that, you get a template that shows you perfectly how to align those magnets. We're going to get to that in a minute. But then also a HyperMag cable, which is pretty similar to Apple's MagSafe cables on its laptop, so that you can plug this in and have it charging, and then you can simply pull it away and it'll disconnect automatically without having to physically unplug it. And then on the back, it also shows the LCD readout, so that you always know the state of charge and whether the battery is charging or giving a charge to a smartphone or anything else that's plugged into it at the time. And then the back just gives you a quick overview of everything else that's inside of the box. So let's do an unboxing here real quick to see what is actually included in here. First thing, we have a USB-C cable. This is that HyperMag cable. As you can see here, this is a magnetic connection here. You can actually spin it around. You can see the pins inside there lined up all the way across, but then the connectors here are circular so that this can connect and then spin around, always keeping that connection no matter which way you're turning it. And this is pretty nice. You have a braided cable here rather than the cheap plastic cables that you typically get with most battery banks that are out there. Other than that, this here, oh yeah, you can feel that right there. These two are the powerful magnets that you would connect to the back of the phone. And from what I can tell you, this should be able to hold your phone to the battery bank even inside of a case. We're going to test that out just to make sure that it lives up to those expectations. And then 3M tape adhesive on the back to make sure these stay firmly secure to your smartphone. This here looks like it is, yeah, the warranty card, but also it says you can use this code right here, HyperThanks, on their website to get a 35% discount on your purchase. So if you're interested in that, definitely take advantage of it. And then this here is the template in order to line up the magnets on the back of the phone so that they perfectly align with the magnets inside of the battery. And then finally, down here at the bottom, we have the battery itself. Seems like we have a sticker right over the LCD display. Turn the battery on there, and it looks like we are sitting at 100% already. So I think we can go ahead and test this out. As I mentioned already, it does come with an alignment template so that you know exactly where to put the magnets on the back of the phone at the top and the bottom so that they perfectly align with the magnets inside of the battery bank. Now, it does have a couple different devices listed at the bottom so you know exactly how high or how low to place those, with iPhone devices listed here and some popular Samsung devices on the opposite side. Unfortunately, my OnePlus 9 Pro wasn't released yet when this device came out, so it's not listed there. That being said, we can make this work. I've looked at it already, and this will also work with one of the magnets aligned vertically instead of horizontally, which I'm going to place up here at the top, just like so. And then with the template, I kind of eyeballed it already, putting this on the back here towards the very bottom, and I'm going to place that second magnet right down there, if I can do it one-handed. Place the second magnet at the bottom there, right in the middle, and my magnets are on. As you can see here, they are pretty flush considering that I have a huge camera module on the back of the phone. They sit pretty flush and shouldn't interfere at all with a case. And now for the moment of truth, stick a case onto the back of the phone and then see if this will actually hold it in place. And there you go. Turn this on and we are wirelessly charging the OnePlus 9 Pro. To test the charging capabilities of the HyperCharger XX, I'm going to be charging up the Poco X3 Pro, which has a 5,160 milliamp hour battery, and the OnePlus 9 Pro, which has a 4,500 milliamp hour battery on the inside here, to see how much charge we can get out of this battery before it completely dies. And while those two smartphones are charging, I want to show off a couple other devices within LinearFlux's lineup here. This is the LinearFlux HyperDigital, which is an 11,000 milliamp hour battery that can give your smartphone a charge with USB-A connections, USB-C, and then microUSB there as well. Comes with a braided cable just like the other battery does. And then this one here is honestly something that most people should have if they have a laptop that charges over USB-C, since this can deliver 20,800 milliamps of power to a device with a 100 watt input or output. So if you need to charge your laptop really quickly, this can do it. And then the battery inside of here can charge really quickly as well. And unlike a lot of other devices, it actually comes with a 30 watt USB-C wall charger so that you can use it to charge the battery itself, or you can use this to charge your smartphone, and a 3-foot USB cable as well. As you can see here, you can use this to plug in your laptop or any other device that you have, and it can fully charge in just 2.8 hours. Well, it's been a couple hours, and I was able to take the charge rate from this device from 91% all the way down to 0 while charging the OnePlus 9 Pro and the Poco X3 Pro at the same time. The Poco went from about 38% all the way to 100% of charge, and then the OnePlus 9 Pro went from 33 to 84%. And these results are pretty impressive when you consider that battery banks like this typically have about an 85% charge efficiency when using the USB connections up top, and about a 50% efficiency rate when doing wireless charging, as I did with the OnePlus 9 Pro. So getting about 6,800 milliamp hours out of the 91% charge of this device is fairly impressive. Now, I don't know when I'm going to be traveling again for trade shows or smartphone launch events here in the US or internationally, but I am planning on quite a few road trips this summer and vacations just to get out and about and explore the world a little bit more. And I think the HyperCharger XX is definitely going to find a way into my travel bag when I do. If you want to find out more about this, head over to LinearFlux.com or check them out on Amazon as well. I will have links to everything in the video description, so that will be easily accessible for you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.